I've made videos in the past. I've been on record talking about sovereignty, especially back when I was exploring libertarianism, the U.S. Constitution and all of that. And now I understand we have the freedom to an extent to give control of our will to somebody other than our Creator. But we are not sovereign beings. Nothing within creation is sovereign other than the Creator. And all things are subject to the sovereign. And I arrive at this, I must retract absolutely everything I've ever said about sovereignty and acknowledge publicly that the only sovereign being is our Creator. But then I'm watching this video and they're talking about Balaam and how he was sent to curse the Israelites and things like that. And how what God has chosen, they can seduce so that God will bring punishment upon those who have been chosen. But it's only for a season. It's only for an appointed amount of time, or the fulfillment of a certain amount of circumstances. However, once that is lifted, God then goes after the spirit or the person who caused that. So we are allowed to undergo these things as a part of our refining process. However, God will reclaim what God has chosen. That was just fascinating. That was because, again, like I've mentioned before, when you talk to people who used to be high priests and stuff for satanic ritual people and the leaders of the world and things like that, they're paid to do a spell, and then that spirit, whether it's the one they call Satan or not, goes to God and says they want this one offed. They want to take over his car business. God says, okay. The spell is cast, that person's killed, and then this person who is after that business gets to purchase that business from a widow who doesn't care to run a business. New perspective. And there you have it.